Racing. We've had the Opties, we've had the Sunfish, and now we're underway, just underway, with the E Class Series. We have our first race, which is the Ocean Race, and we are starting in front of Peace and Plenty. For those of you who are watching from the shoreline here, we started at Peace and Plenty. We're headed up to a windward marker, which is going to be down to our right. If you're looking at the screen, it will be to your left. We'll go to that windward mark, and then we'll come around that, take that to port, and head off to Chat and Chill on Stocking Island. This, of course, is sponsored and by Chat and Chill on Stocking Island. The parents of Delano Bow, one of our sailors who is here, and we'll be talking to Delano later. Right now, the racing is underway. We have 10 boats. Is it 10? Yes, we should have 10 boats in here, and we'll just run them down for you. Number one is Josh Knowles, Tanya Manos, Tanaj Manos, I'm sorry. Tanya was mom. Dai Major, Emmett Knowles, Therese McKenzie, Keanu Hutchinson. Let me get the boats to you, too. That's going to be, let's do the boats first. The boats are Lady Kayla, Josh Knowles, Keanu Hutchinson, One Bahamas, Tanaj Manos, and Carmen Forbes. Mako, Emmett Knowles, Orlando Ferguson, Riptide with Willen Brennan, Panther, Kaylee Burrows, Bobby Girl, a new boat, Sonny and Heidi Appleman, Wavemaker with Therese McKenzie and Miss Bella with Dallas Clark. And so that's the boats, the numbers. Lady Kayla 17, One Bahamas, of course, 1. Mako 29, Riptide number 5, Panther number 2, Bobby Girl number 2. We got 2 number 2s out there. Wavemaker 49 and Miss Bella 42. So that's the that's the fleet. We're having a great start. No wind this morning. We've got maybe about 2 or 3 knots right now. So it's going to be more of a drift. There is some breeze that fills in every now and then coming from the southeast. And so that's about what we can do. It's going to take a little while to get going and to get over to Stocking Island. You're going to have to bear with us today because we're sitting right here on the government dock, and there's trucking that's going to be going behind us. Lots and lots of noise. We have going to have some guests up here as well, so you might hear some chatter in the background. We'll try and talk over all that and make sure that you get a good look at what we're doing. If you're looking at the screen right now, we go top to bottom. You see Lady the number 2 there, and that might be the new boat. The name of that boat, of course, is, let me just get that again. It's Bobby Girl, and it is. Full on your screen is a new boat, Bobby Girl, and we'll talk about that a little bit later with hopefully the parents of Sonny and Heidi. It's interesting to have that boat in the race. As you go top to bottom, you see number 42. That's Miss Bella. You see number 29, which is Mako. That would be Emmett. And you see 42 and 29 quite close together there. They're trying to get to that windward mark. They are really now on starboard tack, as we always start on starboard. Everybody went to starboard this morning. So they'll be tacking over onto port in a little while and heading down the island towards the southeast. The harbor lays northwest southeast. And the island behind it, you're looking right across, is Stocking Island. The highest used to be the second highest elevation in the Bahamas, is now the third highest elevation. We call it the Beacon, but of course the modern name for it is Monument, because there is a beacon, there is a salt marker on top of that hill. That is Stocking Island. It's 7 miles long from your left to your right, and the harbor is about 2 miles wide. So this race is about 1.5 miles because we're starting not at the widest part of the harbor, but the boats are still all on starboard. We don't seem to have anyone over on port yet. Well, maybe we do. But for the most of it, they're all on starboard still. And there is a little bit of breeze. It comes in and out. It's going to be sketchy today. It fills in, drops out. So where you see the water glassy, and you're looking really at the flat calm, and then you'll see a little ripple on the water. That is the puffs of breeze that's coming down. That's what we call pressure on the water. And so you'll see boats get into those and they'll move away from the fleet. Right now, we're trying to see who is all the way out there. Um, the lead boat now looks to be Joss, which would be 17 Lady Kayla. Cannot see that number from here, but we'll take a look at that. Maybe Carson can confirm that to me, that that is indeed Lady Kayla. Joss is, of course, the champion sailor in Sunfish. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later, too. Lots to tell you about the Opties and the Sunfish races, which took place last Saturday and Sunday. And 20 knots of breeze, believe it or not. The little Opties were out there as well. Quite a day of sailing on Saturday. I was there for that race, did not see Sunday. But we do have the results for you, and we'll get that to you as the day progresses. So we're into the first race of the day. If you're on Exuma, you're not doing anything today, come on down to the government dock, which is at the harbor, just in the center of town. And we are going to be racing here all day today. We've got 4 races coming up. We have right now what we call the Ocean Race, which is a traditional race that we start in sailing in the Bahamas. It used to be really an ocean race. In the old days in the regatta, we would go out of the North Channel, which is Count Key Cut, around the back of Stocking Island, 7 miles, and then back to the finish here. That was the original idea of the ocean race. And then we used to have one from here to Long Island, from the Exuma Regatta to the Long Island Regatta. But in local racing, circuit racing, we just have a race from one settlement to the other. Sometimes, like in the Rollville Regatta, we'll go from Barataria to Rollville. That would be the ocean race. And in this case, today, our ocean race is from the mainland over to Stocking Island. And that is from the government dock, or just in front of P&P, over to Chat Shell. And we're trying to make this happen for you. We've got some breeze coming down the harbor again, as I said. It's going to be spotty, patchy all day today. Max maybe 5 knots at some points. But you could get some breeze in these puffs. So we're going to see what happens here. Josh, still the lead boat, Lady Kayla. We're going to bring you up to date. We're looking right now on your screen, number 29, which is Mako, which is Emmett. And we'll get these numbers in our heads in a little bit. 42 going across your screen right now is Miss Bella. And that will be Dallas Clark. And with him is one of the Smith brothers. Yeah, that is a boat built by Pat Smith. Quite an interesting looking craft. Very light. She should do well today, so we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, number 1 is the oldest boat in the fleet and one of our top skippers, Tanaj Manos, with the only lady that sails, Carmen. And they are a force to be reckoned with. If the wind comes up, you can bet that One Bahamas is going to be in the mix today, even without the wind. She is a heavy wind boat, so she has a tendency to be a little slow in light wind, but keep an eye on her. If she gets into some puffs here, you will see her accelerate and be right up there with Lady Kayla. So that's where we are right now, folks. And as we start this morning, let's go back and talk a little bit about Saturday and Sunday. What a great day of racing on Sunday. I was there for the Opties and the Sunfish. We were out in the middle of the harbor in 20 knots of breeze. We had approximately 3 at sometimes 4-foot waves, and you would not believe those little Opties were equal to the task, sailing in that breeze with the Sunfish guys. Not as fast, but doing quite well. And so at the end of racing on Sunday, we had, I think there were 6 races. The finish on Sunday would have been Sonny Appleman, Bahamas 130. He came in with 5 points. Of course, we used the low point scoring here. So he was a low man. Heidi Appleman behind him was in 2nd place. 3rd place went to Trayshawn McKenzie. 4th to Caden Burrows. Drew Christensen, I believe, was a visitor who sailed as well. He was in 5th position. Christopher Thompson Jr. was 6th, and Bryson Charlton was 7th. And I think we had a few problems with Charlton getting his boat going, but that is the finish on Sunday. Great job by Dallas and the team. Great job of the sailors in some very trying conditions. At 20 knots, we usually would not sail C class, but we did sail Sunfish and we did sail Opties. Over to the Sunfish class, that too was incredible. The speeds on Saturday was just amazing to see how fast these vessels go, and how skillfully the skippers managed them. And so Josh Knowles was the winner in that category, and we'll tell you more about that later. Let's go back to the screen right now. Boats have tacked over onto starboard. I believe we have Lady Kayla coming towards us. It could be or Barbie. Cannot tell at the angle here. But if we can get a closer look at the group over there, Carson, we can tell who's in the lead there. No one's going anywhere fast today, so Kayla's still in the lead. So that would be her. And this is 17 coming to us on port. And what Josh is doing, and of course he's the experienced guy out there, and I expect to see Tanash do the same thing. He's hunting the wind. So he's tacked away from the group, and he's come over here on port tack. He will be upwind if the wind stays where it is. So he's going to have quite an advantage when he tacks back onto port, onto starboard. So that's going to be interesting. Starboard tack would be the gaining tack here, and that would allow them to take the windward mark to port. And we haven't moved very far from the start line. We're still down in that area. The wind is up to the southeast, maybe about a half a mile away. It fills in from the southeast to the northwest. So these boats are just off the beacon now, as you can see, and they are not going anywhere fast. But that breeze will come down. If you look along the shoreline over towards Stocking Island, you'd see a blue line. You'll see a flat, silvery look on the water, and then you'll see a blue line. That blue line is actually the wind moving down the harbor. And at some point, these boats may get into it. It seems to be staying quite over towards Stocking Island, so that's going to make it difficult. So now we have a little mix-up out there, a little mixing back and forth. Boats trying to get clear. It's important that you get clear air today, and there, of course, goes One Bahamas. She's moved out of the pack, and she's headed now over on port tack. So she's coming. She'll be upwind of Lady Kayla for now. I don't know how long that will last. And we seem to be totally out of breeze. When you see the sails go slack like that, it means that the wind has not really gone totally away. It's just coming straight down. And so you see the boats in that area, they're just sort of milling about there, and they're not going anywhere fast. Looking for Lady Kayla. You can get a little closer look at Lady Kayla as to where she is. Interesting picture that you're seeing on your screen, folks. It's such a beautiful day here, and it is so calm, and so the surface of the water is so smooth. You can see the shadow of these boats on the bottom. So that dark patch you see just to the lee of the boat is the shadow of the boat on the bottom of the harbor. And this is all white sand here, good holding ground. We knew that it would be difficult to get this race off, but we thought we would start it, get it underway, and hopefully we can get through this breeze. So we're going to take a short break here, and we will be right back. We're hoping to be joined later on by Captain Buzzy. Also, the owner of Chat and Chill, Mr. Ken Bow, is here. And we're looking to be talking to a number of different persons today. So stay with us. We're going to have quite a day of broadcasting for you. We'll be right back. Okay, good morning and welcome back to Exuma Sailing Club's 7th Annual Regatta from Elizabeth Harbour. And we have got a little bit of breeze out here, folks, and we've got some movement. And if you look on your screen, you'll see that the lead boat now just might be Mako, number 29. We have Kayla, 17, and Miss Bella, 42, in second and third. And with that little bit of breeze, they have just begun to move. So we have shortened the course. We've moved the windward marker closer to the boats because we can see that the mail boat is coming back in, I think, from Long Island, and she'll be docking here and coming right through the fleet. So we're going to see what's happening right here. It looks to me like we've got a boat that's headed to the windward mark pretty much by herself. And I do believe it's Emmett and Mako. We're trying to get that drone a little closer so we can see that number. It should be number 29 coming right into your screen. Okay, so got confirmed as it is Mako. And you can see behind her would be Bella. And going just underneath Bella would be Lady Kayla. So Emmett stayed out there and hung on that port tack, and it's going to pay off for him. The fact that we're shortening the course means that he can get around that windward marker and put his nose pretty much on Chat and Chill is where the weights will finish. He's right at the mark now, about to go around. And so that puts Kayla and Bella pretty much in the rearview mirror. And as they head towards Docking Island, they're going to be picking up more breeze. So he'll get to the breeze first, and he will be well away. And that's the way it looks right now for the ocean race. We'll bring the other boats up a little bit as they get closer to us and tell you who they are. But right now, in contention, 17, 42, 29. Those are the boats that are at the mark or approaching the mark. And good little race going on between Bella and Lady Kayla right now. So the boats racing today: Lady Kayla, Joss Knowles, One Bahamas, Tanaj Banos, Mako, Emmett Knowles, and Orlando Ferguson. Riptide with Willen Brennan. Panther with Kaylee Barrows, Bobby Girl. The New Boat with Sonny and Heidi Appelman. Wavemaker with Tyrese McKenzie. And Miss Bella with Dallas Clark. And I believe one of the Smith brothers is sailing with Dallas Clark this morning. Boat numbers, if you're checking for numbers, Kayla is 17, One Bahamas is 1, of course, Mako 29, Riptide 5, Panther 2, Bobby Girl also carrying sail 2. That could be because we probably didn't have a sail ready for Bobby Girl, so she's probably flying one of Panther's sails. And then Wavemaker with Therese McKenzie and Miss Bella with Dallas Clark. So I thought that Mako would be around the mark, but she's not yet. She's tacked over onto starboard. The wind has dropped out again, and now we have another boat that's approaching the mark. That is number 29, which is Mako. And coming across her is going to be One Bahamas, and he's got the wind, he's got the breeze, although he does not have the right of way. He's going to get across. Tanash is going to go across Mako. And going to take that mark first, and all Emmett can do is stand up and watch him go by. So here goes One Bahamas. As I said, if she got a little breeze, look out for her. So One Bahamas is around. He should be tacking soon, but it looks like he might stay on that tack for a little while before tacking over towards Chat and Chill. So there you go. It's a quick change in lead there, with One Bahamas coming in on port. Coming in on port tack and taking the wind out of the sail of Mako and going around the mark. There's also a current running in the harbor right now. It's, I guess, tide is either flowing, coming in from southeast to northwest, And so you can see that Mako is further away from the mark than she was a little while ago. And that's because she is drifting north away from the mark. And so now she's tacked back onto port, and he will be heading to the mark. She should be the second boat around. Notice, too, that One Bahamas has continued over on the on port tack, and that's because the eventual goal is to be the first boat to the finish line at Chat and Chill. And so Tanaj is going to get up into that breeze, and I expect that he will be away. We've got 8 sails out there. The lead boat right now is One Bahamas, the oldest boat in the fleet. And he just tacked over onto starboard. And as I said, what they will do today is they go wind hunting, because all of these little patches you see on the water is breeze. But the breeze is already filled in now, so the boats in the rear of the fleet are going to catch up a little bit. This continues to strengthen. We should have a good day of sailing. These are the under 17-year-old kids. These boats are the E Class boats. They're about 12 feet. They have a mast of 20 feet. Boom is about 12. So this is a popular class, and this is the class that we did use initially for training. These were the only boats we have when we started. We had a couple of E-Class boats, and the One Bahamas is one of those boats. So is Panther. Those are 2 of the original boats out there today. Riptide is a makeover of one of the boats. The other boats are Lady Kayla, Buzzy Roll built, Mako Buzzy Roll built, and Wave Maker, Buzzy Roll built. Miss Bella, built in Stuart Manor by Smith. Captain Smith. So, yeah, One Bahamas doing her thing. And the wind, of course, has dropped out where she is. Lady Kayla is around the mark now, and she's headed off on port. She's right in a good patch of pressure, so she's going to be moving. And so will the boats behind her. So One Bahamas may have tacked a bit too soon. So we're just bringing you up to date again on what we're doing today. This is the 3rd day of sailing. We had the Opties and the Sunfish on Saturday and Sunday, and we had 20 knots of breeze for those boats. We were thinking that we were going to get some bit of breeze today, and we may later on today. Right now, we're struggling. Okay, thanks. Okay, folks. E Class Racing on Elizabeth Harbour, the 7th Annual Exuma Sailing Club Regatta. And this is our final day of racing in the 2024 series. These are the only boats that will race today. And we have 8 boats on the course right now, and we are in the process of the ocean race, which is from here to Chat and Chill. You just let this truck pass, and then we'll get back to you. We also have a daily occurrence down here at the government dock. We have one of the mailboats coming in, and it's interesting to see how they come here, turn around, put the bow or the stern on the dock, and offload. These are container ships that ply between Nassau and here, sometimes coming in from Miami as well, Fort Lauderdale, Port of Dania. This is how the island gets supplied. And so we're seeing that happen today, and see that along with the racing. It's kind of an interesting day. So on your screen right now, you're seeing 3 boats. And again, we're trying to get the sail numbers for you. And it still looks like Mako is now the lead boat. Still having a bit of trouble getting the numbers because of the angle here. Mako would be Emmett Knowles in 16, is in 29. And Miss Bella, Dallas Clark is 42. Not there, and we're looking at Miss Bella right now. And number 2 right there would be, it's either Wave Maker or Bobby Girl. I tend to think it's Bobby Girl, the new boat. And just to the top of Bobby Girl should be One Bahamas, which is falling down quite a bit. Again, I don't know that the young sailors are understanding that there's current as well as wind out here, and you're going to get pushed north and away from the mark. And the further you go on starboard tack, the more you're going to fall to lee. So right now, the 2 boats that seem to be in the lead would be Mako and One Bahamas. One Bahamas is on the weather, so she will get the wind first. But Mako is hanging in there. You can see the sails just whipping back and forth. It means it's just no wind. It's coming straight down. The day for patience, folks. Later on today, we're going to have 3 races that will be right here in front of you. We'll be circuit racing if we get the breeze. And we're going to be racing all through the day. Tonight, we'll have our presentation just here at the pavilion. So you will, if you want to, come down and see that. And that'll be right after the racing concludes. Hopefully, probably be dark by then. So we're going to break here, let them get a little closer, then we'll come back. Okay, we're back again. We're going to shorten the course because we have to get all the racing in, so we're not going to get all the way to Chat and Chill. Dallas is about to drop the finish line. Unfortunately, the boats that are in the back are not going to make it. Still, there is some racing to be done because the wind is spotty. And if you happen to be fortunate enough to get a puff of breeze, you are going to make that mark, especially boats like One Bahamas and Mako, who were in the lead at the time. And we're trying to get a little closer to see who is going to be at that mark. And I think the mark would be to the right of your screen. It's a dark-colored boat, and it does look like One Bahamas. We can get in just a little closer on that number. We're getting there. The drone is in good position. And I do believe that is One Bahamas. Looking for the mark itself. There's a boat here with no number on the sail, and we're just trying to see who that is. You're seeing some movement. Where you see fast movement, it's just that the drone is repositioning, so they're not going that fast. But the finish line is down. It will be between the marker that you see, the far marker, and the committee boat, which would be One Overdraft, which would be Dallas. It's a pretty fair line, pretty wide line, so you have a go at it, and there's one body else. When we look out here from the pavilion on the water, again, it's pretty still around the mark. And Mako needs to go just a little bit further, and she would be able to make that tack. You've got to go far enough to make sure that you can survive the drift. Look how far One Bahamas drifted north from the mark. So here comes Mako over. Captain Emmett sits lee side. Now he adjusts again, just trying to get a little angle on the deck there, a little bit more speed. And here comes Joss. Let's see who's going to have to pull Joss. Emmett has right away on both One Bahamas and Lady Kayla. But of course, it's all a matter of who has the pressure. And right now it seems that Lady Kayla does. Come on, Josh. You got to tack. There we go. And Emmett moves right in. A little pressure, gets over the top. And now Josh is in a very bad position. So is One Bahamas. Emmett has the lead at the moment, but he's going to have to tack because they're taking that mark. Well, this is the finish line. So he just needs to get between the stern of Overdraft and the mark. And he's seemingly going to do that. This is light wind sailing, folks. Frustrating, but also exciting. Josh is Emmett's older brother. Emmett is a very determined young guy. I call him my captain. And it would be very interesting to see him take this race. So we look on the water for pressure, and seems to be a bit of it around Overdraft. They're not as close as you see seems to be here, but here goes Emmett now trying to make it. Question here is, did he allow enough so that the current doesn't push him down onto that mark? Can he get past that mark without hitting it? Doesn't matter. He needs to get through the line, and it looks like he's going to do it, and he's done it. 29, Emmett Knowles takes the ocean race. Got to be followed by his brother, Josh, and Lady Kayla. And One Bahamas, and Tadash is still having a problem here getting to that line. And in the background, you can see 42, Miss Bella, with Dallas Clark. So those are going to be your top 4 boats, unless there's somebody sneaking in between them at this point, and doesn't seem to be that way. But everybody's just bunched to do that. So the third boat through should be One Bahamas. Is he going to make it without running into the finish line, to the pin? Just squeezing by. Look at him drifting there. He's got to tack over and go through on port. You may still not be able to get away from it. Come on. No. Did he get by? I think, yeah, maybe he's gonna manage to sneak by. That's what the current does, folks. Sitting there on that mark, cannot move. Notice too that his sail is really baggy, and that is so on a day like today. You get as much wind as you can and hold it in that sail. Seems that he got by without moving the mark, and he can now tack over and go through the line. One Bahamas needs a little pressure to get her there, because coming to the line now is number 2? That's either Barbie Girl or Panther? 42, it's 42, it's Bella. And Bella's gonna try to get Mako, and I think he just did. Got a little puff. And that's the irony of today. You know, you can be in position, but if you get the puff at the right time, he just did. So Bella just snuck through in front of One Bahamas. Those are your top 4 boats, first 4 boats across. It's what we call a drift race today. New Year's Day racing in Georgetown, Exuma on Elizabeth Harbour. This is the Exuma Sailing Club's 7th Annual Regatta. We're coming to you from the pavilion in downtown Georgetown. Beautiful day looking across the harbor to Stalking Island, the Beacon, Monument. If you're out on the water today, or you have the capability of getting on the water today, I suggest you do. This is a great, great, great day. You can even get outside, do a little fishing today on the north side. We have a cold front coming, headed our way in the next couple of days, so make good use of this day, folks. This is a beauty. Exuma at her best. And here comes number 2, Barbie Doll. Sonny Hadelin, brother and sister, Sonny and Heidi. So we take a break here and come back. We'll find out from Dallas what is coming next. I think the boats are going to all come back over here. We'll set up the line here and get ready for our first series race. And that line will probably be set right here in front of the pavilion. And I don't know whether we're going to have an up and back. We'll have to find out from Commodore. Up and back, or whether we are going to try to do a triangle race. The wind seems to want to fill in a little bit more, but still it's about 5 knots out here, and that's not a whole lot of wind for us for these boats, but we worked with what we have. So we'll take a break here and come back in just a moment. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Racing from Elizabeth Harbour in Georgetown, Exuma. We're here for the 7th Annual Exuma Sailing Club Regatta. We've been sailing since last weekend. This is the 3rd day of sailing, and we are now into E Class. So this is the E Class races, and we have 8 boats in: Lady Kayla, One Bahamas, Mako, Riptide, Panther, Bobby Girl, which is a new boat. We'll talk about that. Wave Maker, and Miss Bella. And in the ocean race this morning, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 finish. We had Mako sneaking in, Lady Kayla second, Miss Bella from Bucktown. Thank you. And then right behind her was One Bahamas. And so we'll talk about that racing a little bit later. Right now, I'd like to talk to one of our premier sailors here on Exuma. Exuma has probably the largest sailing fleet of boats in native sloop sailing in the country, and a couple of towns have turned out to be produce some really good sailors, and one of them, surprisingly, inland. No, the yellow boats are out of Barataria, but this particular one campaigns out of Bucktown, which is known as
Golden Girl.
Okay. Gold, I want to congratulate you guys on bringing Golden Girl back, because she was a dominant boat at one point, and then we looked and she was having problems. She was having a big problem tacking in heavy winds, and I know that frustrated you a lot. But I understand you've changed that. You've been able to correct that. What was the problem?
Well, first of all, Reg, let me have to give credit to the owner, Headley Smith. He worked extremely hard on the boat, and I went to him and I gave him my opinion on it, and he went back into it. I told him what I think was the problem, and he basically did that. And based on her performance at recent Best of the Best, I like the way she is performing.
Oh, I always argued that you had...
when we did the major overhaul on the boat, when we changed all the planks and all that stuff, he decided to back the mast back, I think, a position of bringing the mast back. But we realized that caused a problem. When we went back out there, we had a lot of problems trying to tack the boat. But we moved the mast back up, and I mean, from the very first tack we made after we did that, I realized it was something different in it.
Because I think when he went back and he changed the entry a little bit, so maybe she wasn't bogging as much.
Right.
So you could move that mast back.
Right.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that come Georgetown, because the big dance is here.
Right.
We know what happened in Nassau is Nassau, but the big dance is definitely here.
This is the grandfather of them all.
This is the grandfather. This is the grandfather. So tell me, you're here watching our young guys sail today. What do you think of this operation?
Well, Reg, I always been very much interested in this club. My son is a part of this club, very much a part of this club. And I've been supporting it from day one, even before he got involved with it. And I like to share, with anybody around, especially here on Exuma. It's a great club to be a part of, man. Anything we could do to help all young sailors, because these are the guys who that would take sailing to the next level and keep it going.
These are guys who are going to move you.
Exactly. I just was explaining to someone earlier. I said, even every chance I get to give my son, because I was explaining to one of the guys that my son has so much knowledge of the sailing thing, because if you listen to him talk about the races, but he love it, and he really understands sailing.
So he's going to graduate to Golden Girl. You're not going to let him go anywhere else.
Eventually, he's going to get there, because I give him a lot of opportunity. Even when we do our little tests and runs like that, I realize he could handle it like that. Just like
how old is he now?
He's 15.
Okay.
He's 15.
Because he started young.
Yeah.
He came to us very, very young.
Yeah.
But the sport has grown. We have grown, and our kids have grown. And so you see them sailing in light wind out here today. on the weekend, we had off-decent sunfish out here in 20K, 20 knots.
Yep.
So that was something to see, as well. So listen, it's good to hear that you guys finally got Golden Girl sorted out. I know everybody's going to be gunning for you because you're about to be. Okay? And we look forward to seeing you in April. I hope it's just nothing before that, I don't think.
We got, I think there's something in Steventon, and then we got Farmers.
Yeah, Steventon coming in right now. In January, Okay, I won't be here for that. And Gold, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We'll talk some more.
No problem.
Okay,
Reg.
keep sailing.
Anytime.
Keep sailing.
Thank you.
Gold, Tyrone McKenzie, captain, skipper of Golden Girl. I was saying to Gold that they're captains and then they're helmsmen. And the job of the captain, or the mark of a captain is how well he runs the deck. The mark of a helmsman is how fast he makes the boat go. And so congratulations to you. And
thank you, man.
They won't move you for a couple of years, Gold, I promise. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back in Georgetown, Exuma at Elizabeth Harbour. We are looking at the harbour, and we've got the 8 boats going to the line now. The line is set. We're going to find out what the course is in a little bit. Normally, we will start from the start line, go up to a windward mark, come back down. I believe we'll have a gate. I don't know whether we'll do that today because the winds are still very light. But we'll get the course from Dallas, and we'll let you have that. Still the same 8 boats. Lady Kayla, One Bahamas, Mako, Riptide, Panther, Bobby Girl, Wave Maker, and Miss Bella. This morning, Captain Emmett snuck in that very light breeze and just nipped out One Bahamas, who was leading pretty much most of the race. But right at the end, she lost it. So we're going to look for that today to see how Mako makes out in their series racing. I think that Josh and Lady Kayla might be the boat to beat. So is Tanaj in One Bahamas. But you can never count Emmett out because he's always hanging around. So we're going to get to that. The line is set. The boats are getting there, and we'll come back and join that race or pick that up in just a moment. With me now is Ken McPhee. We call him the Iceman. And I had him out on the golf course the other day. I learned why he's the Iceman. He's the fastest learning fellow I've met on a golf course. He's going to be a champion golfer before long and probably run me off the golf course. But right now, we're talking sailing. And so, Ken, welcome.
Thank you, Raj.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you also.
Now, me and you grew up just across the street from one another. We know about this kind of sailing.
Yes.
We cut our teeth on this. This is how we used to live.
We grow up in the boat. Grow up in the boat.
And look what these things have become.
Yes.
No fishing well, just racing machines.
Straight through, yes.
So you have a big job, Ken. You're the chief counsel of the Exuma district, and so this falls under your portfolio. Give us your impressions of what Exuma Sailing Club and sailing has done in the last couple of years here in Exuma.
Yes, I can say hats off to the sailing club headed by Mr. Dallas Knowles. They did a fantastic job over the last few years. You know, I saw them every Saturday day at the Navy base where their home base is, and they out in the water every Saturday. And all of that pays off. You see at the best of the best. But just in December, they sweep the E Class.
Clean sweep. What we're looking for is to have more people join us, Ken, and it's been difficult getting local sailors to come on board with us. Which we're trying to find a way to do that because we need help.
Yes.
And so I don't know how you can help us with that, but certainly we have the most beautiful harbor.
Yes.
In the world, really.
Yes.
Certainly in the Bahamas. We don't have enough racing on this harbor.
No.
This harbor is made for racing. And so I'm wondering if you know of anything where we're going to bring more racing here. I know we're going to have another couple of races in through the club, but is anybody planning anything else here?
I don't know what's going to happen on January 10th. I don't know if the C Class is coming out. They usually sail during that time in Stradmanor. I think they're sailing down there during their homecoming.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to have it this year.
I think Steventon's probably going to have one this month.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Steventon. Yes, they will have some sailing down there. January 10th. I think it's January 10th.
January 10th.
Yes.
In Steventon Bay.
Yes.
So let me congratulate you that we finally got the roads in Georgetown paved.
Yes, on Saturday, that's our John Canoe Parade. And we really needed to pay for the costume to roll on it. So hats off to Ministry of Works, Member of Parliament, who made it happen, Mr. Highchester Cooper, for making sure that we have a parade that is accident-free with those costumes. So we're asking the public to come out on January 4th, this Saturday. The parade starts at 8, gates open at 6, so don't miss the greatest show on earth, the John Canoe Parade.
So I've been hearing a lot about the group out of Farmers Hill. The Crusaders.
Yes.
And the Crusaders, we believe the Crusaders are going to win.
I don't know about that, Reg, but it's going to be a grab. Whoever performed the best will win it.
So what is the route and where's the site?
The route is from the St. Andrews Community Center up to the gas station.
Okay.
So each group going to do 2 laps, and we have 3 groups. So we're going to have exciting John Canoe rush out.
So you're going to go up the front street, up what is called Water Street, both ways.
Both ways, yes.
You're not going around the pond.
No.
Yeah, too far.
Too far, yeah.
Okay, well, listen, we want to, and by the way, is there we're going to be doing any upgrading of the pavilion area for Regatta?
Oh, sure. It has to, Reg. We're going to maybe have a new look, once we meet with the Commodore and with the local chairman, Ms. Renee Lawrence, and see where we can go and make it, presentable.
Because I know you've been doing a lot of work over the years to keep this and make it presentable for Regatta.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you too, Reg.
We're gonna be getting back to sailing right now. Ken, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And we're gonna talk to you some more.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Okay, that's Ken McPhee, the Chief Counsel of the Exuma District, and talking about a couple of things that are going on here. We're back to talking about sailing. We have the line is set now for the first series race in the 7th Annual Exuma Sailing Club Regatta. 8 E-Class boats. That's the only class that we will be racing today. And the wind was up for a while, but it's dropped again. So we're going to get back to that sort of flattery, what we call flattery wind. It's coming in and out, and you have to sail between the pressure points. So we're going to see what happens. In this morning's race, the ocean race, Mako was the winner. Captain Emmett Knowles just got to puff at the right time and was able to get across the line in front of both Kayla and One Bahamas. Those are the 3 boats, I think, to watch today. So let's run the field down for you. Lady Kayla with Josh Knowles and Keanu Hutchinson in 17. One Bahamas, Tanaj Manos, Carmen Forbes. In boat sail number is 1, of course. Mako, Emmett Knowles, Orlando Ferguson, sail number 29. Riptide, Willen Brannon, sail number 5. Panther, Kaylee Burrows, sail number 2. Barbie Girls, Sonny and Heidi Appelman, that also says sail number 2. I'm not sure about that. We need to check that. Wave Maker with Therese McKenzie, sail number 49. And Miss Bella, sail number 42 with Dallas Clark. So we're gonna go to the course right now because it's interesting how you set a course today. So I believe that we have the course. Okay, just got the course. Is starting here at the start line, up to the windward marker, back down through the gate. We've introduced, an Exuma Sailing Club, by the way, was responsible for us introducing the gate into sloop class racing, thanks to Dallas Knowles. And so they'll go through the gate. They have the opportunity to go to port or starboard at that point. And that, of course, gives us a very exciting race because it allows the field to split. And they'll go back up to the windward marker a second time, back down to the gate, and then finish here. Ladies and gentlemen, the gun just fired, and the race is underway. This is race number 1. Series Racing, we're looking for Captain Buzzy Roll, who I believe is going to be joining us shortly, and we're going to be talking some real old-time racing. I believe he's just coming in now, so we're going to get him suited up, and he's going to join us. Buzzy, come on over. We're looking for Captain Buzzy Roll. As soon as he gets up here, we'll get him suited up, and we'll be talking to him a little bit about the racing. We've got everybody off the line on starboard. We do have some breeze. It's sort of filled in. It's going to be patchy, but we do have it in from the just about north, almost due north. The windward mark is set just towards Stocking Island, maybe about a half mile. I don't think Dallas is going to set a long course today. And as we said, the course takes you up to the windward mark, which will be to the right on your screen, and then back down to the gate, through the gate, either port or starboard, back up to the windward mark. We'll do that twice, and then finish here at the start line. We are looking here at the screen and on your screen, and you'll see that we do have a couple of boats jumping out to a lead. We don't know that that's a real lead because, as I said, the wind is in and out. So we'll get some sail numbers for you momentarily, and we'll let you know who's in the lead. Look for 17, 1, and 29. Those are the 2 boats that I think you will see jumping to the front of the pack. I don't know how much they will hold that. Also, Miss Bella seemed to sail very well this morning in light wind, so Dallas Clark might be somebody to look out for as well. It all depends on who gets the pressure, when you get it, and where it's coming from. It was southeast this morning. It looks to be now out of the north and northeast, shifting back and forth. You can see the boats have taken off from the start line. They started out on starboard, heading directly across the harbor, but now they all seem to be heading up to Lily Key. So that means that that wind is shifted back to the left, and it's going to be a fight to get to that windward mark. So keep your eyes on that. And we'll bring you up to date on who is where. One Bahamas just tacked over back onto port. And I think he's the first boat to do that. Nope. Also, it looks like Lady Kayla might have done that as well, 17. So these are the 2 boats that have made the first move back towards the mark. I will tell you that the port tack in this race is going to be the gaining tack. Let me explain that for you. 2 kinds of tack positions you look for in sailing. One is to position yourself. The other is to gain on the mark. And the gaining tack is that tack which brings you closer to the mark. The other tack will be the position tack that allows you to get to either ley line. And once you're on the ley line, then you should be able to fetch the mark. That's if you have a constant breeze and a steady wind. Today, that ley line is not necessarily true. It could be anywhere, anytime, any place. So that's the magic of sailing in light wind. Where is the ley line? There isn't one. It changes every time the wind shifts. So that's, and the ley line, of course, is a line that if you're on that line, when you get to that point, you should be able to fetch the mark. And